that was a crazy run. And I think that for me, um, I lost my dad in the 2009 championship. We lost in 2010, and then we went on to win again in 12 and 11 and 12. And that time was like a really difficult time for me. And, when I came back, I wasn't myself relative. I was focusing a lot on winning rather than, my whole mentality is don't focus on the scoreboard, just focusing on being the best you can be and let the scoreboard take care of itself. And with all of our success, it was like, okay, like we just gotta one up what we did the year before. And it worked until it didn't. And then I feel like that was the period where a lot of my mistakes happened relative to I just went back to like, okay, I'm going to work as hard as I can as a coach because I want my players to feel what these previous players have done, and it just didn't work. They were feeling so much pressure. I was putting so much pressure on myself, and to be honest, it wasn't fun for me. I don't think the players were having as much fun as they should have. And it just got to the point where one year at the end of the season, I just like took time away from everything and just tried to really reflect. I reflected on the beginnings of my career, where I came in, how hopeful I was, how almost like naive in the best possible way I was, and some of the mental side of the game things that I focused on that I feel like we got away from, and I made a plan for that. And then we there was some changes coming into the game. Tactically, there was a shot clock coming in, and there was some different things. So just thought about like what could we do differently from that perspective. And then I talked to my husband, who's an assistant coach for me, and I just told him, I was just like, I don't know if I can do this much longer because I'm not really all that happy. And he was just like, I have some ideas too. He's like, yes. He's like, we have to make this fun. It's not worth it. We put so much heart and soul into it. Like, if it's not fun for us and the players, like, why do we even do this? So we we together made this plan, and then we brought a few of our leaders in and looped them in with it. And we're just like, listen, we're not happy. We know you guys aren't happy. And this is kind of what we're thinking. And these are some of the ideas that we have. We want you all to come up with ideas as well. And we kind of gave them some ownership to the change as well. And that was like the turning point of those years where I felt like I made the most amount of mistakes and maybe have some regrets. But honestly, those mistakes like built me into who I am today. So there's really not much regret. I just feel bad that I wasn't the best version of myself at that time. And then I just really poured into this change. The athlete was changing from, that kid that I described in the beginning that I could just tell them, and they would do it, to like I had to teach them why we were doing it. They had to understand it. They had to be connected to the mission really well, and just feel that level of ownership. And I think that was like such a huge thing. It built this little spark, and then we just kept pouring gasoline, like creativity, excitement, learning from just a mental perspective, the tactical stuff, all encompassing change. And I think the fact that like we were able to look at ourselves in that way really taught our players that, hey, it's okay to fail. It's okay to not be happy in one moment. And then you have the power to make your mind change, to make your body change by just putting in the work and putting in the passion and the love for what you're doing and for each other. And so that's kind of led us to today. And I feel like from where I started coaching, and the stories that my players tell me when they come back, like I'm a totally different coach now. And I'm really proud of just how I've transformed myself and how I've learned from my players, how I've learned from all the experiences, all the ups and the downs.